See, what we long for is also what we protect ourselves against, no? So maybe we love for appreciation. We long for appreciation and to be seen and to be appreciated. And it's also what we protect ourselves against receiving. Maybe we're even protecting ourselves so strongly, we're sending out the message, don't you dare give anything like that to me. Yeah? Don't you dare. Don't even think about it. I don't want it. Don't give me your appreciation. I long for appreciation. Don't give it. I long for it. Don't give it. I long for it.
Why do we do that?
Why do we do that? How? What happened when you allowed yourself to receive it? Yeah, but before the expansion. Vulnerability, no? How many felt a sense of vulnerability in receiving? We don't want to be vulnerable. No, it's nothing. No. No, it's nothing. Nothing. De nada. Ash.
And that could end in losing. To receive it could end in losing.
And let's look at the vulnerability. Just avoiding vulnerability. We do not want to be vulnerable. Isn't that true? We avoid vulnerability. So what is it we lose out on when we avoid vulnerability?
What we lose out on?
What do we lose out on when we avoid vulnerability?
Love.
What we really want.
Connection, love, what we really want. Everything we're looking for is what we avoid when we avoid vulnerability. We think we can get what we long for without having to be vulnerable. But vulnerability, as I understand vulnerability, is openness to receive anything. Mottaglighet, receptivity. Being receptive is being vulnerable. So of course we will not get what we long for if we refuse to receive. If we refuse vulnerability, we refuse what we long for. So for me, the gate is vulnerability. One big gate, it's not the only gate, but one big gate is vulnerability, allowing it. And after we have allowed it, what happens? You said expansion. What happened after you allowed yourself that initial, oh, wait a minute, this is scary. I don't like to be scared. I want to be under control. And then don't want to give. I don't know this person. I don't want to give. And then you allow yourself to give and receive. Then what happens? Relaxation. Open up. You said connection. Softening. Joy.
After the first exercise, it was as a massage for my soul.
Massage for your soul.
Anne, can I say what you said yesterday about this?
Probably. You can say anything,
Yeah.
I trust you.
I was so profoundly deep. I thought that if you're totally vulnerable, 100% vulnerable, nothing can harm you.
Exactly. If you're totally receptive, you're willing to receive anything, then you're completely... Alma says that also. Total vulnerability is total invulnerability. If you're willing to receive anything that life offers you, then there's nothing to be afraid of anymore. Then you are fearless. So the path to fearlessness goes through vulnerability. More and more vulnerable, closer and closer to fearlessness. So those words you shared now, what kind of words what are those words describing? Essence, qualities of being, our beingness. So we allow the vulnerability and then boof, joy, connection. It's waiting right there on the doorstep of vulnerability. Control, vulnerability, essence. Those are the 3 steps. Being in control, allowing vulnerability, no, expanding as relaxing into being, so on. What I do when I'm nicely controlled, everything is cool, I'm in total control. And then suddenly my friend or partner does or says something, maybe critical, angry, upset. It's like a sudden shift out of control, huh? Suddenly I'm out of control. Yeah? You know the feeling? Unexpectedly, somebody close to you suddenly is angry at you. And the initial response is, how do I regain control? This is my impulse, like, okay, I gotta get back to control. I was in control, now I'm losing it, how do I get back to control? Now what I do is, when I remember, I use that as a mindfulness spell, that impulse. That impulse to regain control, I use as a reminder to let go of control. And then I burn in the moment. You know this? To burn in the moment? I choose to burn. I choose the vulnerability. It's a conscious choice. I choose it. Okay, I'm going to stay here in this vulnerability. I'm going to allow it. I choose it. I choose the trembling, I choose the shakiness, I have no idea where this is going to go, and I choose to allow it. Yeah? Choosing vulnerability. And in my experience, I don't have to make myself vulnerable, because life will always throw stuff at me that triggers my vulnerability. I don't have to go looking for it much. Just recognizing it when it's happening and recognizing the tendency to immediately look for where is control and choose vulnerability.
This may be impossible to answer, but how does vulnerability feel? Sometimes I'm very vulnerable, but I'm not so it's very hard for me to. I feel very.
How does vulnerability feel? Well, for me, if we go back to the definition that I like, vulnerability is openness to experience. So you can't say how it feels. It's openness to feel what you feel.
Okay, anything could be vulnerable.
Yeah, you're vulnerable if you're in the moment, just as you are.